Well, this is pretty cool. October is Family History Month, and if you have ever wondered about your family's past or place in history, now is the time to dive into your journey of personal discovery. Here to provide insights on how to start discovering your story is Director of Research at Ancestry, Jennifer Utley. Good morning.
Good morning, Carly. How are you?
I'm fascinated by this. I'm so glad that you're joining us this morning. What do you think? I really, maybe it's because of Ancestry, organizations like yourself, but I do feel like there is more people wanting to know more about their family history. Are you guys seeing that as well?
Oh, for sure. I think that there's people are more interested about themselves these days, of course, but to add that dimension of family history is really interesting. And then you add the amazing things that we can do with the internet these days and how easy Ancestry makes it for you to build your tree. I think it's just exploding.
What are some of the benefits that you're seeing of actually being able to look back and see where you've come from and see where your family has roots?
Well, I think you get some really crucial context about where your people came from and how that led to you today. There's some researchers at Emory University who studied children who knew about their family history, and what they found was children who knew the stories of their ancestors had higher self-esteem, they were more resilient, and they even had better scholastic success. So knowing the stories of what their ancestors went through made it easier for them to face hardships in their life today.
Wow. So how do you get started? Because let's say somebody really has no clue, or maybe, the first thing that comes to my mind is if you were adopted, or maybe you don't have a lot of family members to go back and ask questions from. How much info do you really need to look back?
Well, the first thing I'd recommend is just start those conversations in your family. Maybe expend your dinner time conversation to talk about ancestors. Get grandma and grandpa on the phone. Start collecting those stories, because then you can take those stories to Ancestry and begin by building a family tree. You start with what you know, you add yourself and your parents and your grandparents, and as you add those people to the tree, Ancestry in the background is going to search more than 20 million historical records that we have digitized and show you which ones we think fit with your tree. So when you pour through those census records or immigration records, you can add more and more to expand your tree and learn about the lives of your ancestors.
Is it more times than not that you are actually able to find something? I mean, I would imagine it's very few times where you come back and say, nope, we didn't find anything on you, or there's nothing we can add. I mean, is it a pretty successful rate of what you can find on people?
Oh, for sure. So we've been keeping records for lots of years, for hundreds of years. They're not usually for family historians, but family historians have gotten really clever and use all kinds of records to tell the stories of their ancestors. So whether you're looking at a census record or a military list or even a yearbook photo can tell you things that you never knew before.
Yeah, all right. Well, any other advice if someone is wanting to start this journey? And I know maybe some people are maybe a little afraid of what they find, because I'm sure you find the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between.
Yeah, but it's all relevant to our lives today. So yeah. I'd start a family tree, maybe take a DNA test that will help you learn about your ancestral origins, and then just make sure you have those conversations, because you never know what you're going to discover.
And then a lot of people now taking vacations to where their family roots are as well. So thank you so much for joining us. Again, this is a good time of year to get this done.
Thanks for having me.